Welcome to the call. For those of you guys who were at our retreat this past weekend, oh my gosh, so life-giving. It was so amazing. I think one of my favorite parts was just being with everybody and just building relationships, building friendships, laughing, doing just crazy stuff together. We went on a hike and it was getting dark. People were getting lost. But it was memories. It was fun. And this business is all about events. That's why Summit's so important. That's why Super Saturdays are so important. Like, getting to events is really, really key. And events happen about every quarter. Like, you've got a Super Saturday and a Summit and an Edge. And I know it takes sacrifice to get there. I know it takes planning. I know it costs money. It requires time off of work maybe. It requires lining up sitters for the kids. I get it. I've been there. I know exactly what you are going through, and I go through it too. But you have to show up for events because it gives you this momentum. And it builds relationships with your teammates. And that's what's going to keep you going. That's what kind of keeps you connected. So for those of you guys that were there, I hope you had as amazing time as I did. And for those of you guys who kind of watched everything on social media, next year, for sure, you will need to be there. All right. So I want to talk about recruitment. Okay. So you're going to hear me say this word a lot, but recruitment is intentional. And I'm not just talking about recruitment of challengers. I'm talking about recruitment of coaches too. And for those of you guys who kind of bulk at the word recruitment, change your mindset, because I'm sure you sitting on this call right now, are you mad that you were recruited to be part of your team? And no, were you mad that you were asked and recruited to be in a challenge group? Probably not. And so if that word makes you scared or nervous, then you need to change your mindset. One thing about leaders in this business is that they identify beliefs that don't serve them, and then they work really hard to change those beliefs. So rather than let those beliefs stay and then really dictate kind of the direction that you go and just kind of the progress that you make. So recruitment is intentional, and we're going to talk a lot about being intentional. You need to be intentional over the next couple months if you're going to be recognized at Summit and you want to walk across that stage. Nothing just happens. This business doesn't play favorites. It doesn't just fall into your lap. It's intentional. You have to work for it, right? You also need to have an intentional plan to personally grow, okay? Because as I said at the retreat, and I've said this before, people don't join you because 21-Day Fix Challenge Pack is on sale. They're not joining you because of every ingredient in Shakeology. 21-Day Fix is a great program. Shakeology is a great product, for sure. But people join you in your challenge groups because of you. They want to be a part of what you're doing. Whatever you're laying out on social media, what you're sharing of your life and your journey, they want to be a part of that. Because there's like a million coaches, right? There's like a million Beachbody coaches, but I think there's only like 400,000 still active in the network. So why is somebody going to join you? Why is someone going to pay $140 for a challenge pack with you when they could go to Amazon or get it, black market or burned copy? Again, it's going to be because they want to be a part of what you're doing. So you have to be intentional to grow. You have to be intentional to grow yourself. I said this at the retreat. In order to get where you want to go, you have to leave where you are. You have to leave where you currently are in order to get to where you want to go. And a lot of times we think that, we'll grow through experience. Life experience will help us grow and help us change. And yes, that's true, but that's the slowest way to grow. That's the slowest way that we grow, is just waiting for experiences to happen. You must be intentional. And that's where the personal development comes in. That's where always working to better yourself. If you do nothing else, You work to better your brain and your beliefs, because then everything else will fall in place, and people are attracted to that. If you're someone who's always negative, or the cup's always empty, or, or you're not growing, you're the same person you were a year ago, then you're going to struggle in this business because people aren't attracted to that. And when we're talking about the art of recruitment, when we're talking about growing a team, you've got to become better. It's very, very important. Most people who are coaches, we are not good recruiters by nature. We're not network marketers. We're not salespeople, right? I mean, that's not what we do. That's not what we went to school for. That's not what we do. And so it doesn't come naturally. We have to learn to become good recruiters. We have to become intentional recruiters. Intentional. And I've got 4 points that I think will help you, and they're points that I'm trying to use to become an intentional recruiter. So get your notes out, because I didn't put a PowerPoint together, but I wrote down my notes and everything. So, all right, number 1 is, if you notice, the top coaches in this network are really good at telling their story, right? You have to be good at sharing your story, right? You have to be able to share where you were and how Beachbody has changed your life, your before and after pictures, Transformation Tuesday. You have to talk about how coaching has changed your life. You have to literally share your story over and over and over again. Think about Lindsay Matway. Raise your hand if you know Lindsay's Matway story. I mean, I do. She was a broke bartender who had a premature baby and was hundreds of $1,000s in debt. I mean, who doesn't know her story? We all know her story. Why? Because she said it over and over and over again. She shares it over and over again. We know it. We can identify with it. You have to get good and comfortable and intentional with sharing your story. And here's the thing. Sharing your struggle with an upswing, right? That's important when you're sharing your story. Where you were, and then when Beachbody came into your life, and where you are now. And you don't need this crazy big physical transformation. If you have it, awesome, share it. But that you don't need just that. How has the business changed your life? And maybe it hasn't changed your life so much in the way of financial success yet. But has it given you a light at the end of the tunnel? Has it developed more friendships for you? Are you inspired every day to get up and work on your business because you're an entrepreneur? Are you able to pay off bills that you weren't before? I mean, how is the business affecting you and changing your life? And then also, the physical side of it and time. A lot of coaches, or a lot of people, at least for myself, time was huge. I was going to work at Salvation Army 50 plus hours a week. And I mean, I've told you guys my story that, when I missed my daughter's Christmas concert, I was like, enough is enough. This is crazy. I'm not trading my time while my kids are little for a job that barely pays my bills. No way. Right? So time was really big to me. And I think time speaks to a lot of people. How many people go to their jobs and they hate it and they're barely making ends meet, and they would love to have a job that would pay them to be on social media, work out, make friends, prep food, read books. I mean, seriously, that's the best job ever. There's so many people out there who would love to be able to be their own boss and do their own time, but you have to conquer your story, and you do have to share your struggles. You don't focus on your struggles, but when you share your story, you have to share where you were and then transition into how Beachbody came into your life and where you are now. And if you're not comfortable sharing your struggle, normally people who aren't comfortable sharing their struggles means that they lack confidence. They lack confidence. Somebody who is able to share their struggles and then share what they've learned or what they've grown from it, they usually are pretty confident people. And it's not that struggle wasn't hard, but they're confident enough to know that, hey, I have to share this in order to help others, in order to give purpose to my pain. And so for those of us who aren't comfortable sharing the struggles in life, and we all have them, whether it's a physical struggle with like weight loss or whatever, whether it's relationship, whether it's job. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your struggles are. But I can tell you this, struggles, and then adding in how you're overcoming them is one of the best ways to relate to people. So the first tip is to conquer your story and tell it over and over and over again. Be intentional. Have a social media plan. You know, it's very important. Okay. The second tip is be intentional with your social media posts and your conversations. Be intentional about this. We are going to go from being amateurs to being pros. You need to be intentional. Example, I see the same girl run every single day in my neighborhood. Doesn't matter what the weather is. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's out there. She's a legit runner. Like, she's clearly training for something, because like her running gear, she's got like water with the straw and stuff. And like, it could be icy out or snow. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, she's a legit runner. So I see her run every single day. I'm like watching her journey unfold. But I wouldn't go up and just ask her, hey, could you teach me how to run? Like, I wouldn't do that. So I want you to think of yourself. When you share your workout pictures, or when you share your workout videos or your transformation, are you just sharing without a call to action? Are you just sharing it without letting people know, I am a coach and I want to help you follow a program and do exactly as I'm doing and helping you? See, because if you're just sharing your stuff, do you know how many people just share their weight loss journey on Instagram and Facebook, and they're not coaches? They're just sharing it to share and for motivation. If you're not having a call to action and asking people and letting them know, I do this, I will give you my exact plan, I will give you the support, I am a coach, and I will help you, then you're missing the boat. You're like the runner who's just running, and I'm watching her journey and I think it's awesome, but I would never go up and just approach her and say, hey, could you teach me how to do that? That's what a lot of your followers on Facebook and Instagram are doing. They're watching you, they're cheering for you, but because you're not being intentional with your posts and about your business and your call to actions, they're just watching you, and you can't assume that they know that you're a coach or that they should reach out to you. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, I do coaching full time, right? Like, this is it. This is all I do. And I would like to think I'm on social media a lot. Do you know, I just had a girl who didn't know she needed to come to me to get a challenge pack. And not only did she get a challenge pack, she signed up to become a coach on the generic website. And I've been talking to this girl for months. Like, she comments on my posts. We go back and forth. We have had inboxes. But that tells me right there, I am not intentional enough with the way that I post in my call to action. And she signed up to be a coach out of the 5-day window. And now she's a done deal. And I'm like, oh my God. And I can't even be mad at her. It's my fault for not being more intentional. So you need to be very, very intentional with your posts in the way that you advertise in your call to actions. A lot of times people seem scared to post with a call to action. And I just have to tell you that you have to add value in order to ask for value. So you guys are probably familiar with the Jab, 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 Right Hook book, or Jab, 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 Hook. It's a Gary Vaynerchuk book, and it's all about social media. And he talks about this strategy of jab, 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 hook. The jabs are the value. The jabs are sharing your story. The jabs are letting people glimpse into your life. The jabs are there, just jab, jab, add value. Let them see you. Let them know you. Let them relate to you. So when you come in with the hook, and the hook is your call to action, and the hook happens, after quite a few jabs. So if you're jabbing for 2 days, and then every third day you're coming in for the hook is the call to action. You're running a challenge group. You're a coach. You're looking for new teammates. You're running a 5-day shakedown, whatever it is, but you have to follow the jab, hook type post. And if you're not familiar with that, go to YouTube, watch a video on it, get the book, order it off Amazon. It basically breaks down all the different social media platforms and how to kind of post within the jab, hook. But I'm just giving you a brief thing. It's like value, boom, hook. That's the call to action. So anyways, and so that's one way to kind of feel comfortable. And listen, if you're not doing this stuff right now, like if you're not being intentional, then at first you're going to be a little nervous. It's not going to feel like, comfortable because you're not doing it. You're not doing it. But you got to remember, in order to get to where you want to go, you need to leave where you are. And so this is the intentional growth that we're talking about. Okay, so be intentional with convos and posting. That's number 2. And just remember my running example. I see the runner. She's clearly a professional runner. Every single day I'm watching her journey, but I'm not going to go ask her to train me, right? So you need to be a little bit more intentional. Okay, number 3 is be intentional with your brand. Okay, be intentional with your brand. So here's what I want you to pretend. I want you to pretend that you're a celebrity, okay? When celebrities post on Instagram or Facebook and they give us glimpses into their kitchen or into their bedroom with their kids or, not, you know what I mean, like whatever. Or like they're out and doing fun stuff. When they give us glimpses into their life, like we love it. Like I follow Aisha Curry and Steph Curry and like I'm all over. Like when she does dub smashes on Instagram with Steph, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. You just like to see that. I want you guys to realize that you have so much to offer. And there's people out there that they want the same glimpses into your life. Why do you think reality TV show is so big? TV shows are so big. You could just take an average person and reality TV, and if they had a reality TV show, like we love it. We love to see people's lives unfold. I need you to act as if you are a celebrity. And I want you to start acting in that manner on social media and realize that you have so much to give, and people want to see what you're doing. They want to be a part of your life, especially if you're working on becoming better. Especially, you don't need to be there right now. As a matter of fact, people love seeing the underdog come up and win. People love seeing the climb. They love being on the journey with you. I remember when I quit my full-time job as a social worker and I made a post about it on social media, and I'm like, guys, I just turned in my resignation on my 9-to-5. I'm my own boss now. And I remember I had this really long post, and I posted a picture of my resignation letter. And so many people messaged me how proud they were of me, because for 2 years, they watched my journey. They watched me fight for this. They watched me stay consistent. They knew exactly what I was going for. And so when it happened, they were so proud of me because they were along with me, as opposed to if I just would have come in and I didn't share my journey and boom, I just decided to quit my job because I built this business helping others on the side. It wouldn't have made that much impact because they wouldn't have even cared. But when you watch someone's journey unfold, especially when they got to fight for it, and it's something they want because it's like their purpose, people will cheer for you and people will follow you and they'll want to watch you. So I want you to start thinking of yourself as a celebrity, as a professional, and start behaving in that manner on social media. Be intentional. For those of you guys who are at the retreat, when you get your professional pictures back, use them as your profile pic. Have a good profile picture. And it doesn't need to be professional, but it needs to be you, right? It needs to be like a glimpse into you. Have a good cover photo. When you post stuff, be intentional. Don't just post janky pictures because that's what pops into your mind. And don't go on a sharing spree of sharing like 30 different quotes and recipes because it looks good to you. Be intentional. And here's the thing, when you go onto Instagram or when you look on Facebook and you look at top coaches, you see their face a lot. You see pictures, you see their eyes a lot, you see their face a lot, and it allows us to get to know them. So they might take a quote that they love, instead of just sharing the quote from someone else's page, they might take that quote and put it on a picture of them. I know for you guys, I mean, I told Jen when she got on this call, like, dude, you're crushing social media. I just, like, your pictures are good. Like, I see them and I'm like, wow, like, these are awesome pictures. And I doubt you're a professional. I mean, I don't know you, but I'm sure you're working the hell out of some apps and stuff. But we all can be doing that. We all can be doing that, right? And so we really need to focus on becoming professional and really working hard on our brand, because your Instagram page and your Facebook page, that's like your website. No one's going to your Beachbody website to read your bio there. People are watching your life and your journey unfold on social media. It's important, right? And so you need to make sure that the person that you're working towards, the person that you're going to become, is reflected on your social media page. That's really important. Okay, so that's number 3, being intentional about your brand. Okay, and then the number 4, the very last point I have for you guys, is owning your success. Nobody's going to do this for you. Not your upline, not your downline, not your crossline, not your team. It's going to be you. It's going to be you. I don't care if your upline is AWOL. I don't care if you don't like them or you do like them. I don't care if your current team right now just sucks. It doesn't matter. Because every single day you look in the mirror and you are the one responsible for the success of your business. I remember Craig Holliday told me once, or told not just me specifically, but I was at a training with him, and he said, where you are today is exactly where you deserve to be in this business. Where you are today is exactly where you deserve to be. And so some of you guys, you are on top of momentum. You made sacrifices. You got to the team retreat. You've posted a bunch of pictures. People are kind of watching. You're feeling awesome, and you're riding that wave of momentum. You deserve that. You know, some of you guys, you're hitting Success Club month after month. You've got challengers, and those challengers are turning into coaches, and your business is growing. You deserve that. And if you're at a spot where you're frustrated, if you're at a spot where you're not seeing growth and you're just feeling frustrated, then your past actions have put you in this place. But here's the thing, you can change at any time. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, if you go AWOL for a couple months, you know this is the law of sowing and reaping. So you're going to take a good 30 to 60 days busting your butt with those invites and those combos to just get that momentum going again. So you can start consistently having 5 challengers a month and everything. You're going to work really hard for 30 to 60 days, and you might not see results until day 29, but you have to trust the process. You have to keep going. You have to take responsibility for your success. And when you set goals, you hit them no matter what. And if you don't hit it, you fail forward and you crush it the next month. Anybody who doesn't own responsibility for their business and their own success will not be successful in this business. If you blame others, if you have the victim mentality thinking, if you're just, oh, woe is me, stop it right now. You won't be going anywhere, because that's not how this business works. And then that leads us right back to the first thing I started talking about. People join you because of you. So what do you need to work on more than anything else is your thoughts, your beliefs. That's like key. And that will help you own your success, you guys. Okay. So that is what I have for you. For those of you guys who, you might be struggling with recruitment and you really want to master it. I know that Josh Coates, who you guys, he was on a call back in December. He's run some groups and he is my personal mentor right now. I know he runs an Art of Recruitment group. I think it's like maybe $50 or maybe $100. It's a 4-week group. I do know that March is full. I know that group is like totally full. He works with a lot of big teams within Beachbody, so his groups fill up within like the first couple days they open. However, I do know that he's going to be running an April group because I just talked to him today about that. And so I'll be on the lookout and you all be on the lookout. And if that's something I highly recommend, okay, the recruitment was $199. His other group is $40. So he's got like a focus and clarity group. That must be the $40 one. And then the recruitment group is $199. But be on the lookout. Listen, if there's anything worth investing in, it's you and your brain and your thoughts and that's going to repay you tenfold when you invest in yourself. So just so you know that. Okay, so if you have any questions, unmute yourself or put them in the chat. I will open up the Diamond Track and the Emerald Track groups tonight, get you added in there. And then we're actually going to kick off the group on Sunday, and we're going to do a call. So the groups will last 4 weeks. Every Sunday, we're going to do a call, right? And it's going to be about a 30-minute call. And each week, I'm going to cover one of the vital behaviors. And then we're going to work that week in implementing what we've learned. Okay, and so I've got some really good stuff for you guys. But I will get those groups opened up tonight and get you all added in them. Does anybody have any questions about the 4 points that I talked about with recruitment or anything at all? Nobody? Okay. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you for taking 31 minutes and getting on this call on a Wednesday night. I know you guys are busy. I know you got a lot going on. I appreciate your time. Listen, the summit vision, I'm going to start like being a record on repeat because I want this drilled into our heads because I want this to happen. And I want to see you guys walk across that stage so beautifully and taking pictures of you guys and sharing it on social media. And then we go out that night and we go celebrate at like a Nashville bar or restaurant or whatever. I think it'd be so fun. So be intentional. Be very, very intentional over the next months. And don't let fear stop you from saying, whoa, that's too big of a goal. It's not. It's not. It's just, it's going to take work, but you can do it. All right, guys. Thank you for jumping on. We will